This is a new release from Bachmann, so the Class 08s. They have had the 08 in the past, but this is a completely new tool, so this is very special. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hearns Hobbies. I'm here today again with a bit of a special video. This is a new release from Bachmann, so the Class 08s. They've only just released these again. They have had the 08 in the past, but this is a completely new tool, so this is very special. Highly anticipated, been on the cards for some time, and they've done the sound version, the DC version, and even a deluxe version. I won't go into the deluxe version today, but there's information and everything online about them. I'll just talk about the DC and the DCC. Without further ado, let's get into it. So this is your Class 08 right here, and as you can see on the box, this is a sound fitted version. You put it on DCC, it'll make all the noises, and they also have directional lights, which is new for 08s. Yeah, the real life ones did have lights and everything, but I haven't seen a model of an 08 with working lights previously. Definitely at least not a ready to run version. All the Hornby ones are good, but they don't have the lights. This has the little extra features to go along with it. So I'll open this up, move these others out the way. So I'm going to open this up. There you go. And so it's nice and protected in this little box here. This is Bachmann's kind of standard packaging for things now. Used to be a whole lot of foam, but they've, both them and Hornby and quite a few Australian manufacturers too, have changed to this kind of little clamshell packaging. But it makes it nice and easy to see the model before you buy it as well. So I'll open that up there, take it out. And so there's a few little various differences with the detail as well between all the models that they've done. So with this green one, apart from being in a nice BR green livery with the crest on there, it's got your red coupling rods, got all the details around the front there, so your wires going around from one light to the other, your orange down the bottom here, blue up top here, and a set of ladders. Whereas some of your other versions here, so this is in a different livery and a different moulding a little bit as well. It still has two lights down the bottom there that you can kind of see picked out in the light, but there's no ladders going around the top. So if you're like an 08 and you're not quite sure or if it fits your style, there's likely to be something for you, because there's quite a few different styles from, like I say, the green to the grey and even a few of the blues. So set that down on the track at the moment, and I'll get out the instructions as well, just to help me get a feel for exactly which functions control which part of the decoder. And like I say, there's lights in here, directional lights on the front, and there's quite a few other things as well. So if I show you this here, I'll even zoom in just a little bit. So you can see a few of them there. So 0 is you almost always turning the lights on. Then you've got 1, which just warm start turns the sound on. You do have a cold start in here as well, which I believe is number 5. And it does also set it into light engine mode. So it changes a couple of the characteristics too. Guard's whistle number 10, you get your flange squeal number 9, and quite a few other bits. Your little number 3 will give you a toot, number 4 is a horn, and there should be a cab light in here too. So if I check which number it is, cab light's down here. So there are, with function 20 and 21, you can turn the directional lights on and off, or just off with the press of a button. So then you don't have like your red coming on if you're not running light engine or something like that. But function 22 you do is your cab lights, and then there's a few other talking ones. Cab door opens, drain taps, and then your volume down and up. But yeah, so that at least tells me what I need to do to show off a little bit. So I'm going to turn the headlights on, and you won't be able to see it too well from there, but you might have just heard a little click. I'll get close now. There we go. So that's the sound of the lights turning on and off. And then, there we go. So I'll take you through a couple of them. So it's currently making just kind of idling noises. And it will do a few of these as it just sits there. It's usually on some sort of cycle. But there's number 2, which was, I think it was one of the brakes. Yep, number 2 was the brake. There we go. And then number 3 is a little toot. And number 4. Alright. Now if I set this off running, I might even test out the brakes on this, just to see how it operates. We'll go activate it now. Nope. Never mind. Alright, so send it back in the other direction. Yeah, okay. So the brakes take a little while to kick in, because it's got a bit of momentum in it. But they do work, and they will stop it after a little while. Hopefully it stops before it gets to the end here. Otherwise I'll just use the emergency stop. But I can show you the way it works on the power cab. So if I zoom in here, there we go. You can see I've currently got function 2 active. And you can see that once I change the direction, you might hear the engine try to rev up, but the brakes just keep it in one spot. And so if you check out the front camera there, you can see it's not actually moving with the brake engaged, but if I go ahead and turn that off, yeah, there, it will move off. There we go. Now the BR green does actually have 3 lights on the front and back. The 3 only come on when using the white, whereas you only ever get your red is only 2 lights. And yeah, so that's for 08, and nice little shunting engine. And I'll try function 22 just to show it off a little bit. So if I go here, shift 0, there, 22, there we go. So I can see it here. You might not be able to see it on that camera there. I really should get a close-up camera for these sort of things because I can't exactly hold it up to the top. But there is a light on in that cab. It's a nice bright light as well. It's easier to see in the dark than with the light around. But with that function I can just turn it on and off. There we go. And of course you get your little sound effect and everything to go along with it too. But yeah, a couple different versions. We've also got some DC versions as well. So if I take this off the track here, and I can even show the Stay Alive in it. So there is a Stay Alive already fitted and active as they come, especially in the DCC models. And so that will come in handy for shunting. But I'll take that off, pick it up. So as you can see, there's clearly nothing touching the track. How's it getting the power? It's got a little capacitor in it. For those who don't know what the Stay Alive is. I'll cut out in a minute, but it lasts a while. And it might stutter a little bit when it cuts. There we go. Okay. So it didn't stutter, but that lasted about 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, something like that, which is really good for something with a Stay Alive. Most of the time, if you've got a Stay Alive that will last even just 4 seconds, that's perfectly fine. Especially if you can maintain that while running at a constant speed, because that will be when it's more likely to cut out. It's less likely to cut out when it's sitting still on the track. Of course, that also depends on what's happening around it. But we do have the DC version here as well, if that suits you a bit better. You don't have DCC, and the cab lights come on automatically when running on DC. Of course, the headlights do too, and same with the tail lights, I believe. Check that out. Yep. So they're not the brightest in the world because they're British, but it is what it is. Your British lights were never made to be full-blown headlights anyway. They were more used as marker codes. Couple different versions available. I can highly recommend these. They look really good, they sound really good, and they run really well as well. So, can recommend. Get on it while they're in here. And if you need a new shunter, this is a nice new tooling shunter that I can recommend. Alright, so that's it for the 08s. Hopefully that was informative, and I'll catch you next time.